winning blueprint presents.
5 minutes or less. San Diego Chargers.
Welcome, I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. This is the San Diego Chargers in 5 minutes or less. I got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get started. So the high point of the season for the San Diego Chargers. Tell you what, that Week 14 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, 34-24, pretty impressive, if I may say so myself. Downright dominant even. But that's not the high point of the season. For me, the high point of the season was Week 4. You get a very solid win in the division on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs, 37-20. Takes your record to 3-1 on the season. And at that point, if you're a San Diego Chargers fan, even though you were spanked at home the week prior by the Atlanta Falcons, you're 3-1. You've got a couple of games that are winnable coming up on the schedule. A big showdown versus the Denver Broncos in 2 weeks at home. Maybe this is the season. Just maybe this is the year North Turner finally figures it out. Maybe. That leads us to the low point of the season. And for me, the low point of the season for the San Diego Chargers was a 2-week stretch. Weeks 5 and 6 in the regular season in 2012. Week 5, you come off of that impressive win on the road against the Chiefs, and you go to New Orleans on Sunday Night Football and lose to a winless New Orleans Saints team. And you allow the Saints to get off the schneid. They beat you. They get their first win of the season. And you had that game. That game slipped through your fingers. Okay, fine. Now you have the Broncos, who are struggling, coming to San Diego, and you're up 24-0 at the half. You've got this one in the bag. I don't know what happened at halftime, but the Broncos come out. They scored 35 unanswered points, beat you 35-24. You go on to lose your next 5 out of 6 games. Meanwhile, the Broncos go on and win 10 straight after that game, 11 if you count that game in a row. And so you guys go in separate directions after that football game. To me, that's the low point of the season for the San Diego Chargers. You have a chance to beat New Orleans on the road. You don't. You have the Broncos on the ropes, 24-0 at the half. You blow that lead, and your season blows up in the process. That's the low point of the season for the San Diego Chargers. So you look at free agency activity for the San Diego Chargers. To me, minimal is the activity for the San Diego Chargers. Look, you have a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of maneuverability if you're the Chargers. You have about $9 million worth of cap space available to you. But you have a lot of decisions to make. In-house, Anton Cason, Antoine Barnes, Quentin Jammer, Vasquez. You got a restricted free agent in Denario Alexander. What do you do with all of those guys? Some of them probably won't be back, but I know at least a few of the names that I just threw out there will be back. And so you have some decisions to make. So even with that little bit of breathing room that you have, a lot of it has to go to players in-house. And besides, you went nuts in free agency last year. So I think this season, you're supposed to take a chill pill. So now we get to the state of the fan base in San Diego. And to me, cautious optimism is the key phrase for the San Diego Chargers. You've got a new head coach. You've got a new GM. Mike McCoy is your new head coach. And so you feel like, hey, maybe we're on to something. Tom Telesco is your new GM, and he's going to push you in a different direction. You're going to purge this roster. Sean Phillips is another guy that I don't know will be back or won't be back. He's a guy that you have to consider bringing back in free agency. So will this roster look the same, or will they blow this thing up? You don't know. But again, it's a new day in San Diego, which is cause for optimism. No more A.J. Smith. No more North Turner. It's a new day, in San Diego. So there's optimism, but it's still cautious because you just don't know what to expect from this new regime. All you know is that it's new, it's fresh, and there's new hope, there's new energy in San Diego, and that's always a good thing when the old bunch, the old group, wasn't getting it done. When you hear that sound in the background, that means that's been the San Diego Chargers in 5 minutes or less.
San Diego Chargers, 5 minutes or less.